Hello, everyone, and welcome to another week of Get Booked. I'm Sam.
I'm Jennifer.
This is Jennifer. Awesome. Happy Friday. Hope you're all getting prepared for the holiday next weekend, for some good food and stuff. Today, we are continuing on with our fantasy book bingo. We are talking about
Thick butt females.
Jennifer, did you want to start us off with your?
Of course, I would love to. So last week we talked about YA books. So we have one YA book, because I didn't talk about this one last week. It was really hard limiting the YA books because I really like YA fantasy. So I'm glad to talk about more this week. This one is called We Hunt the Flame.
I like that cover.
It is really neat. It was a really great book. So this is by Hafsah Faizal. I think I said that right. I'm sorry if I did not. Who is a friend of mine on Twitter. She's really cool. And she also owns an Etsy shop called Icy Designs, which is really fun too. So this is her debut novel. It is a duology. Both books are out. And the tagline is really neat. So I'm going to read the tagline. And it says, people lived because she killed, and people died because he lived. Ooh. So she is Zafira. She's a hunter, and she hunts in the forest to help her family and her town kind of obviously eat, but stay safe. The forest that they live near is magical. It is not a friendly place, and you can die very easily in it. And then he is Nasir. He is a prince. His father is not very nice at all. And they kind of end up on the same mission. They're going into the not great place. They are going to recover a lost artifact. But of course, they both can't win. But could they temporarily join forces and not die at the same time? So that is this book. It was super good. I really loved it. What do you have, Sam?
All right, my first one today is Across the Green Grass Fields by Seanan McGuire. I hope I said that right. So it feels a lot kind of like an almost Alice in Wonderland situation. So it's technically part of a series. There's a bunch of these books, but you do not have to read the other ones before them. There's no like common characters. It's actually super tiny, so quick read. So Regan is a generally like normal girl, loves to read, draw, has nice parents, no siblings, which is kind of like she's kind of upset about that sometimes, but absolutely loves like horses. So keeping to herself, her school friend situation has become a little bit complicated. She suddenly finds herself thrust through a doorway / portal thing to a world. It's like this place where magical creatures like centaurs and kelpies exist, and humans are expected to be the like golden heroes. Like, oh my goodness, like they have to save the world. So Regan, who is, not really a hero in real life or not very maybe confident, discovers that all quests are not as they seem, and that all heroes do not have to be the same. So
that sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay, so good news, bad news about my next two books. They are part of a trilogy, and both the first books are checked out. So that just means they're really good books. So I'm going to flash the covers of the second books and talk about the first books. So this is The Reluctant Queen. It is book 2. The first book is, The Queen of Blood, which is a very interesting title. I like the title. So yeah. The Queen of Blood is sent in this world, Renthia, where the queen is a ruler of everybody, humans and these spirits. And these spirits have a mind of their own, and if they're not controlled, a lot of them want to build things, but a lot of them want to just destroy the world. So the queen has to be like this super powerful figure so she can control all of these spirits at once. And the queen that is reigning right now cannot do that. So the spirits attack, and they attack Deli. I have a hard time with the main character's name. I think it's Delina. So her town has been attacked, and she has some power, so she keeps herself and her family safe, and their house is safe. But when news reaches people in the higher ups, they're like, oh, you have the power. So they take her, not really willingly, and they take her to this academy where she is forced to pass a test. And when she passes the test, she is now training to become queen. But is it really a job that she wants? It's not an easy job. So the Queen of Blood is kind of about her training and what happens, how you actually could become queen, and all of the people that she's training with are all also potentially able to become queen. So.
Nice. My second one, I also have trouble pronouncing the main character's name, so I feel you.
Why are we so bad at this?
The Bear, can you see it? Okay. The Bear and the Nightingale by Katherine Arden. It's the first book in the Winter Night trilogy. It's a beautiful fairy tale set in like medieval Russia. Vasilisa spends her winter nights around the fire with her siblings and listening to their nurses' fairy tales. So she loves the story of Frost, which is a winter demon with blue eyes who comes in the night to claim unwary souls. So the tales say to honor the spirits of your house and yard to protect you from evil. So her mother unfortunately passes, and her dad travels to Moscow and brings home a new wife. This new stepmother forbids the family from honoring the spirits, and Vasilisa senses that there's more to honoring them than just like the fairy tale. So weird things start to happen, like the crops begin to die. So in order to protect her family, Vasilisa must defy the people she loves, and we see that maybe there is some truth to these scary fairy tales.
Yes, that makes sense. Okay, so my next is Kill the Queen. This one is the second, which is Protect the Prince. This is by Jennifer Estep. I love her books. So this is a trilogy. It's out now. She has started a second trilogy that's sort of a spin-off of one of the minor characters in these books, which is really fun. So Kill the Queen features Lady Everly, and she's royal, but she's really low on the royal ladder. She's 17th in line for the throne. So she's sort of overlooked and forgotten, and she's not really that important. But then her cousin, the crown princess, decides she's ready to be queen. It kills her mother. There's an attack on the entire royal family. And Evie only escapes because she has this really secret power that she hasn't shared with anybody, so that allows her to escape. So she flees, and she falls kind of in with this gladiator troupe. So in this world, there's a bunch of gladiators, and they're very well respected, and they put on all of these shows and things. So she's learning how to fight because she's going to fight for her country and her future. But in order to do that, as the title says, she's going to have to kill the queen.
That sounds like some Game of Thrones stuff.
It kind of is. And of course, because it's so Jennifer Estep, let me show her picture. She writes a lot of YA and adult fantasy, and there's always some good romance, and there's lots of action and lots of danger, and there's always like a political Game of Thrones
like
type
understory. Yeah. Cool.
She's good. I really like her. I've read a lot of her work.
Nice. My last one today is The Nightjar by Deborah Hewitt, and I love the cover.
Yeah.
It's gold, so you can't really see on the screen, but they're all like little gold pieces. So it's also part of a series that takes place in like an alternate London. So there's this magical world hidden behind the city that we know in reality. So Alice is our main character and has been plagued by visions of birds for her entire life. I know that sounds a little weird, but as it turns out, She's actually an aviarist. I hope an aviarist. I don't know. Capable of seeing nightjars, which are magical birds that guard human souls. So when her best friend is in an accident, only Alice can find and then save her friend's nightjar. So she travels to the Rookery, which is the hidden magical alternate to London, and attempts to hone her new magical skills. So a little adventure, a lot of like danger. There's this like rebel group happening. Like Alice must risk everything to save her friend and uncover the truth about herself. So
Nice.
those are my 3 today.
Sounds good. We got some good picks, I think.
Yeah. I love the fantasy. It's good. It's good to escape, right?
It is good. And usually in fantasy novels, the good guys always win. Not always,
Yes.
but usually.
Maybe not in the first book, probably down the line.
They're gonna go through terrible, horrible times. That's tragic and
trials
not very
and tests.
It's like yeah. Yes. But usually it's kind of like a romance. Usually there's a happy ending.
Yes, which we like. We like happy endings here.
We do.
All right.
So that is it for Fantasy Month. Because next week, of course, is Thanksgiving and we are closed on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So we will be back next month with a whole new book bingo, which will be our last book bingo for the month because it's December. How is it December? I don't even know.
I don't know how we got here.
I don't either. Nope.
Huh.
Weren't we just here? I don't know.
It all melds together now. We're doing great.
And yeah, summer seems so long ago, so I don't know.
I know.
So yes, if you haven't filled out your book bingo sheets, start filling them out. Next month is award-winning books. So we have a lot of award-winning books that go across ages and genre. So we'll be talking a lot about that next time.
We'll see you in December.
Yes.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.